Editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide newspaper, Abdul Malik Baako, says worrying levels of what he calls legislative impotence and the unwillingness of the executive to institute probes into various allegations of corruption, as well as effect disciplinary procedures against corrupt government officials, have derailed the search for accountability over the decades since Ghana's return to constitutional rule. He's been bemoaning the failure of especially the legislature to superintend over a litany of shady deals which it failed to probe. Mr. Baako was speaking last night at the CDD Kontihene Akwemo lecture on the topic, the search for accountable governance in the Fourth Republic.
Parliament's failure to probe Abacha's $5 million bribery allegation against President Rawlings, 1998. Parliament's failure to probe the African Regent Hotel, that's Hotel Kufu as people used to call it, 2005. Parliament's failure to probe the Ford expedition allegation against President John Mahama. Parliament's failure to probe the merchant bank sale. Parliament's delay in effecting an amendment of Act 550, that's the Access Declaration Regime, to make it more transparent and accountable, more effective. The sixth, and this was a disaster, the sixth Parliament's failure to pass the Freedom of Information Bill 2016, it was a huge disaster. The others, I think I can skip. The issuance of government white paper on Shrad's probe of senior government functionaries in 1995-96. This one, I will read something here just to illustrate. This is the executive's disregard of Serious Fraud Office report on quality grain, project 1998. And what I'll be reading, if I'm permitted to do so, is the heated exchanges between Mr. Owusu Achampon, then Minister of Food and Agriculture, and Ms. Cotton, the Chief Executive Officer of Quality Grain Company in the year 2000. Very amazing letters between the two. And when you read those letters and then you look back at what Justice Afresh said in his judgment on that matter, you will understand what is wrong with this country. The Waterville Woyome judgment debts, the way and manner they were paid, just showed how weak we are as a people and how weak our record keeping and things are. That's how we illustrating. Then, of course, the non-application of findings and recommendations of the Auditor General's investigations over the period. Of course, we can't read everything. I have some correspondence here to show that the Chief Justice set up financial courts to deal with these matters. 2014, March, as of October 2015, not a single case had been sent to any of those courts. And the parliamentarians were arguing publicly that there was something wrong with the act. First of all, they were arguing that the courts had not been set up. When the Chief Justice told them the court had been set up, they said, but you haven't said the kind of court that the Act said you should set up, the Financial Administration Act. Then the Chief Justice says, no, I have. I've done it the right way. Double checking showed that that particular act had been amended by the same parliament. But parliamentarians appeared not to know they had amended the act. Incredible.
Baako there is the editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide, speaking yesterday at CDD. Well, VCRAC Crab has been speaking to a matter that directly relates to this. We can hear him on that.
Look at the genesis of Shraj. I think basically and originally, Shraj started as what you call the ombudsman. And the ombudsman is a concept which we got from Scandinavia. They have broadened the field of the ombudsman. So in Scandinavia now, you have ombudsman for the armed forces. You have ombudsman for consumers. So probably the time has come when we also have to look at these institutions and see how far we can sort of draw out the divisions and, if possible, have separate people do it. But you have to realize that we're a small country and our resources are not much. So we have to think in terms of if one person can do a lot of things and do it very well, then let us stick to that. And that's what I'll say.
Okay, he's also been talking about citizen movements and individuals going to court and making the courts work a lot more. Are you satisfied so far with some of the marquee cases we've seen in courts, where the Woyome case, for example, Martin Amidu going to court on a one-man mission, and we have other individuals who are also going to court to champion particular corruption cases and trying to find results? Do you think is the way to go, and how do you reckon that some of these individuals and these civil society organizations can be strengthened to pursue this fight?
I am very happy that he has said the Supreme Court should be kept busy. It's something which I myself have been saying all the time. As a lawyer, how else do we build our own jurisprudence if we kept on looking at other places? We have a written constitution, which I'm afraid most people haven't read and most people don't understand. And we ought to test the constitution. And I believe that's what Mr. Baako meant by saying, keep the Supreme Court busy. We must test the constitution and let the constitution work.
Yes, we're watching The Pulse with me, Gifty and Dopia. A quick break. When we return, we show you a stage performance for free. Actually, it's very expensive. I'm talking about Chief Moment's work. I've got the man in the studio. We'll have him right after this break. Please stay with us.